I want to suck your blood. Blah! Okay, no I don't. I'm just having a onesie day, so I'm being a bit silly. No, what I actually want to talk to you guys about is being an ambivert. Okay, so most people are familiar with extroverts and introverts, but not many people are familiar with ambiverts. This is because people don't really talk about them that much. So I think of myself as an ambivert, so I was like, hey, why not make a video about it? Thing is, I always thought of myself as an extrovert. You know, I love meeting new people, I love socialising with people, I get my energy from being with people, which is usually how people describe extroverts. And so I found this article, 10 signs you're an outgoing introvert. So there was this article that made me realise all my introverted traits, because I generally used to think I just had extroverted ones. But wait, how can you be both extroverted and introverted? Well, my friends, there is a common ground between being extroverted and being introverted, and that is being ambiverted. Well, the actual definition of being ambiverted is a person with a balance of extroverted and introverted features in their personality. Which, I mean, does a pretty good sum up, but it doesn't really help you. So this is a great all-round definition, but it doesn't really properly sum up or define what an ambivert is. So I thought I'd do a little internet digging and brain puzzling. So I came across this great quote. I thrive within the company of others, it energises me, but then it drains me. On the other hand, I also enjoy my quiet time to reflect, but then I'm lonely and my thoughts are all over the place. So I really love this quote because it makes a lot of sense to me. So I love spending time with people, but after a while it does become draining and I sort of need my alone time to recharge. Whereas for introverts it maybe can be a couple of hours. For me it's like 8 to 10 or even like 16 hours in people's company. But then I get drained afterwards. So it's kind of like being an introvert just with really high tolerance for how many hours you can spend with people, which is just the best way I can think of describing it. Describing ambiverts is that we seek social settings and the company of others, and we do so quite well. So we aren't maybe quite as loud or aggressive as other extroverts, but you know, we enjoy being outgoing and we do so on our own terms. And this, I think, is one of the main points of ambiverts, because how extroverted I'm being completely depends on my mood. And if I'm not in the mood for socialising with people, I'm not in the mood for socialising with people. But that's the weird thing, because if I'm not in the mood with socialising with people and I'm being sort of quite introverted, I don't really want to speak with people, a lovely conversation is the best way of bringing up my extroverted side again. Confused? Yeah, well, I think this is why most people don't actually talk about ambiverts and people, because it can seem very, very confusing even to people who are ambiverts. Like, I don't really fully understand it. That's who I am. I just go with the flow and just do life. So as well as enjoying our social situations, we also enjoy our solitude, but this isn't quite as extreme as it is with introverted people. So we maybe don't need as much, or maybe don't need it as often. So, I mean, this is the best way of sort of summing up ambiverts, is that we both need our socialising time and we need our solitude. And we sort of need this in equal parts to be happy. So because of this, we're often seen as in the middle, which is why in a lot of cases we're called the most flexible personality trait, because, you know, we can be flexible, we can be introverted, we can be extroverted, we can sort of move between each one or be sort of ambiverted in the middle. So I found another quote saying that ambiverts have pretty good understanding of people overall and different surroundings and different settings, which I think is quite true for me. It says that we're highly intuitive and we can sense the emotions of others while actually being able to relate to them in many different ways. Which is one of the reasons I think I love being ambiverted, is because I can relate to the introverts, but it means I can also relate to the extroverts. So this is all great and well describing what an ambivert is, but how do you know if you're an ambivert? Well, if you are an ambivert, chances are you went listen to this and thought, yes, this is me! If you're still not sure, I'll add a link down underneath to an article on the 8 signs you're an ambivert. So that might give you more of an idea if you're an ambivert or not. But another sign I found to show whether you are an ambivert is that you hate the stereotypes of introverts and extroverts. I don't know about you, but for me they just seem so over the top. And I think this is probably because I could never fully identify with either of them. You know, I could sort of identify with little bits of the introvert, little bits of the extrovert. But the other half, I thought, what? No one acts like this. Particularly back when I used to identify as an extrovert, it used to really annoy me because they'd always portray extroverts like this. Hi, I'm an extroverted person. I'm always really loud and chatty and talkative and aggressive and in your face. I just love alcohol and parties, and nothing else interests me at all. Oh, what are books? Books are probably just a podium for me to dance on. Yay! Oh, I'm always so bubbly and chatty, and that's why everyone loves me. I'm not like those boring people that never say anything. Oh, don't you just hate those boring people? Like you haven't spoken in like 2 minutes. Have a drink, do some shots. portray introverts like this.
Hi, I'm an introverted person. I don't really like speaking to people or doing things too loudly. And I'd rather just sit on my own and read a book or watch a TV show or something. I'd rather be friends with fictional characters than other people. And now I've spoken for too long. This is too much human interaction. I must read.
But there you are. Hopefully you have a bit more information about what it's like to be an ambivert, and maybe you've realised that you are one, which is pretty cool. So let me know down in the comments if you have any fellow ambiverted people, or if you're introverted or extroverted, or just any sort of general feelings that you have on this topic, because I bloody love personality thing. Oh, and for any people wondering, for the Myers-Briggs personality type, I am ENFP. Which is classically ambiverted people, which fits completely. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!